What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Kiss. Right now, you checking out the 3-point conversion.
What up, what up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Here at Super Bowl 57 Radio Row. We got my guy all the way down there, Rue.
What up, what up?
And y'all see who we have in the middle. The man, the legend.
It's Rob Parker.
Uh-oh, there you go. Somebody listens to The Odd Couple, right?
Yeah.
How's
Big
it going,
fans.
man? How you feeling?
Life is good, man. I'm good. I got no complaints. Just trying to, keep people honest, keep people on the straight and narrow, not let people veer too much, go crazy, have crazy takes. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I do for a full-time job.
So let's bring it up, man. Last night, LeBron broke the record, passed Kareem in scoring. Just what does that mean when you see that? What does it mean to you now? Like what?
I think me and AD were on the same page. That was interesting, wasn't it?
It was.
That he had nothing to say.
Sitting on the bench.
Didn't even applaud or anything. I thought that was shocking.
I wonder.
Because you got to go out of your way to do that.
Yeah.
Everybody in the building standing up. You got to kind of go out of your way to be a bump on the log and not react at all. But it's a great accomplishment. No one's going to discount it or poo-poo it. At least I'm not. I think LeBron fans were trying to make it significant as if he moved the needle last night.
Right.
And something changed or something. I think that's the part that's comical because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the leader for a long time. Nobody thought he was the GOAT. Karl Malone was number 2 in scoring. Nobody ever put him in that conversation. It ain't about that. I mean, it's a longevity, 20 years, being able to stay healthy for the most part early in his career. Michael Jordan played 13 years. I mean,
speaking.
You know what I mean? Like it's just there's more to that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Michael Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times in a row. I mean, there's all kinds of 6 defensive players of the year. Like, you got to add up everything. It's not just about amassing stats.
Rob, like, speaking of Michael Jordan, speaking of LeBron, you said something. I said when I see you, I got to ask you to explain this a little further. You said if Patrick Mahomes, we here at Super Bowl Radio Row, big game Sunday. You said if Patrick Mahomes loses this game Sunday, he's more LeBron than Michael Jordan. Can you explain what you meant by that?
In that, I say Chris Broussard is always saying he's Jordan-esque. Jordan won 6 championships. So all I'm saying is you can't say somebody's Jordan-esque if they've already lost 2 championships. Because it's not like you're looking at Tom Brady saying, what does he have to do to pass Tom Brady to be the GOAT? Joe Montana was 4-0, 11 touchdowns, no picks, won 3 MVPs out of the 4 that he won. 2 of the 4, Joe Montana had to throw a touchdown to win the Super Bowl, and he won 2 with Jerry Rice and 2 without Jerry Rice. So this skipping over Joe Montana and saying he's going to be Tom Brady or to go, how? With 2 losses and Joe Montana never lost?
Okay, Rob, so let me say
You
this.
see what I'm saying?
Here we go.
But let me say this. You're right. You're right. I understand that. But when you think about how the Patriots lost, especially those 2 losses to 3 losses, he put them in position to win each time. They were in position to win when the defense gave up those scores, especially with the Giants at the end, the last drive and play.
Wait a minute. Let me stop you. Tom Brady is the LOAT, as you know, the luckiest of all time. He ain't the GOAT, the LOAT. You talking about those games, how about when they beat the Panthers, kicker kicked the ball out of bounds? Who kicks the ball out of bounds on a kickoff, okay? That set them up at the 40. They moved the ball 15 yards, and they kick a field goal and win the Super Bowl.
Right.
The Atlanta Falcons were in field goal range.
Just had to run the ball.
All they do is run the ball 3 times, eat up the clock, kick a field goal, you're up by 11, Brady can't beat you. They're passing the ball in an obvious running. Seattle, you got the best running back in the league. What are you doing passing the ball? As you know, once you get down to the goal line, It's crowded.
Give it to him, yep.
There's a chance of a tip, right? It's just too crowded in the end zone unless you do play action or
Right.
bootleg. But to throw the ball in that situation, ludicrous. Okay, so there's 3 right there. I'm giving you.
So how do you quantify then, or how do you put it in perspective of saying, okay, he's the GOAT or he's not the GOAT, whatever? If you take, because like you said, and we talked about this yesterday, I mean, defense comes into play. A lot of things come into play that the
Tom Brady
quarterback
had a top 5 defense. Okay, so when you talk about the Atlanta game, you talk about the defense, right? In that Super Bowl, they didn't give up any points in the second half.
Right.
When they beat here's the other one, that's the low, the fourth one, was when they beat the Rams the second time.
18-13.
Okay, no, that was 13-3. 13-3. That team, the Rams team, averaged 35 points a game.
Right.
They scored 3 points, a field goal on an 89-yard field goal. Like that, they couldn't even get near the end zone, okay?
Right.
Tom Brady in that Super Bowl had 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. Yet everybody made it like, oh, Brady just won his 6th. Oh, how? That was about the defense. The first 3 Super Bowls were about the defense and Adam Vinatieri. I'm not trying to take away his rings.
No, I get it.
But let's be real on how those things were won. There's 4 right there we could talk about defense-led that won those Super Bowls. And that doesn't mean he didn't play well or he didn't, once you gave him an opportunity, he didn't take advantage of it. But he ain't if you don't take into effect the defense that he had, I just think that's crazy.
Do you think that I'm sorry, Rue, but do you think that if it was the same for 49ers, because 49ers defense was very good. But I was a big 49ers fan. Great, actually. The 89 defense might be a better defense than any other defense than New England.
Well, what do you mean, like for Joe Montana? And
Yeah,
his
for
career?
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
his
They had a
career.
good defense, but I just gave you also 2 of those Super Bowls, they needed touchdowns. They didn't need field goals. They needed Go watch. When he beat the Bengals, he threw a game-winning touchdown at the end.
Right. He threw the only touchdown. But you know what? Let me stop because you got me going. I love the 49ers. Bro.
No,
I'm
just saying, I think we out of sight, out of mind, and we just think
Forget about Montana,
you're
yeah.
like Patrick Mahomes going to be Tom Brady. What, can he be
Joe
Montana first? And if he loses again,
right.
that'll be 2 losses. That's all I'm saying. It's hard. Like, you don't have too many more wiggle room. You're going to have to win the next 3 or 4 in order for people to even put you in that conversation. You lose again, and it don't mean that you're not great. It's just that you can't be in no greatest of all time conversation. He's a great player. I don't want you to feel like I'm
Talking about Mahomes, right?
Mahomes.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
Like I'm like dissing him or something. He's
No,
a great
I agree.
player. I just think we're too quick to crown people. That's all.
Because I said he hasn't, honestly, he hadn't had a great Super Bowl yet.
He has 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions,
Had a great second half.
and 3 fumbles.
And a
Thank
great
you.
fourth
Right,
quarter.
but those are numbers, though.
But those
Right.
are numbers, though, right?
And he was shut out in one game.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, so
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, be careful where yes, they've been to 2 Super Bowls. They won 1, they lost 1. Even that 49ers Super Bowl, and that's not to take away from what Mahomes did, but you're up by 10 with 8 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
You're running the football with regular, and then you stop running and you throw the ball. Why?
Exactly.
Like, why would you do that?
Yep.
Switching sides a little bit, Rob, we had a big trade go down in the NBA on Sunday. Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. Does that move the needle? Does that swing the pendulum any way in the West to you, that move?
I mean, gives them a hell of a backcourt, right? And two really great players, but I'm not so sure. I just don't know what Kyrie you're going to get. I mean, when he plays and he's out there, he's tremendous. I love his game. After a while, does he get upset that he didn't have a contract or he decides he doesn't want to play because the ball is made in China? I don't know. I'm just saying,
Yeah. There's real things with Kyrie.
Oh, man.
you don't know. I mean, you're always on your best behavior when you start out, but you don't know at some point, that's the and he's playing for his career as far as long-term deal, getting somebody else to buy in. Like, I don't blame the Nets. At some point, you just got to say, okay, we've done everything we can, and he was trying to strong-arm them into an extension, and they didn't go for it. I don't blame them, because if you would have done that, if he's doing this without the money, What's he going to do once he's paid in full for 4 years?
Right.
Then you won't be able to control him at all, right?
So before we let you go, two-part question. First, Sunday's game, who do you have? And then, right now, do you in NBA? I guess it's barring any trades is going to happen, which it should be. Who do you see the favorite in the NBA?
I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles are better all the way across, except for at quarterback, where Mahomes is better. That's the only thing I think the Chiefs have better than the Eagles. But the Eagles, to me, get to the quarterback. They sack, they pressure. That's the kryptonite. If you can get, you saw when Mahomes lost, and obviously they had injuries on the offensive line, but he couldn't do anything. Like if you can't stop the offensive line, if you can't protect him on the offensive line, he's going to be in trouble. I love the way the Eagles play. I love the way that all year they didn't play down the competition. When they played the Giants, they punched them in the mouth right away. You're not winning. Right. You're not good enough. Like some teams, they'll play down to your competition. So I like that. And NBA, it's a good question. I think it's pretty wide open. Obviously, you got to like Boston again and where they are. Milwaukee's always another team that is in the mix. And out west, I like the Clippers a lot. I don't know in the East, but I'm going to take the Clippers in the West.
I got the Clippers, Rob.
I'm going to take the Clippers in the West.
I've been riding with the Clippers all year, Mr. Controversy. I just think they have the depth. I think they have the experience. If Kawhi and PG,
if Kawhi and PG are healthy,
that's it.
Because they have a really good team. They have a deep bench. And I'm going to tell you this. You just said it. Ty Lue, I didn't always know how good he was as a coach. But that year they went to the Western Conference Finals for the first time, and without Kawhi, and remember they had to finish the series with Utah first, and then they got to the Western Conference Finals. I was impressed.
Had to lead the comeback against the Mavs too.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Lou is that guy. Well, all right, y'all. You know it's gonna be fun. You know how it is when we got Mr. Parker in the building. Hey, check us out. You never know who we have sitting here next. We out.